The San Juan Mountains form a discontinuous subrange of the southern Colorado Rockies, a landscape defined by jagged ridgelines, sharp summits, and moist alpine meadows. Numerous species find suitable habitat within these isolated high-elevation basins. Yet only about a dozen meadows across the entire range are known to host a rare and federally endangered pollinator, the Uncompahgre Fritillary Butterfly. The Uncompahgre Fritillary Butterfly, referred to from here on as the UFB, is an endangered alpine species found only in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado. Believed to be a glacial relic, the UFB occupies alpine meadows between roughly 12,000 and 14,000 feet in elevation. UFBs are relatively weak flyers, landing frequently and never flying more than a few feet off the ground. UFB larvae mature over 2 years, feeding exclusively on snow willow, an alpine dwarf shrub. Adult cohorts emerge from late June through about early August, a period of about 6 weeks. However, each individual's life cycle is much shorter. UFBs nectar and reproduce in a mere 3 to 5 days before completing their life cycle. UFB populations are confined to isolated colonies scattered throughout the San Juans, likely the result of habitat fragmentation and the species' limited dispersal ability. Isolation and a high degree of specialization magnify the impacts of climate change and habitat loss for the UFB, making local extirpation or even extinction a growing concern for this species. Each summer, students from Western Colorado University conduct systematic counts of adult UFBs to estimate and monitor UFB populations. UFB monitoring aims to guide management of UFB habitat and inform recovery efforts for the species, as mandated by the Endangered Species Act. Annual monitoring for the UFB began in 2003 at 3 persistent colonies, making it one of the longest continually studied endangered species. Over 20 years of population data provides a unique opportunity to examine the relationship between these butterfly populations, climate variability, and habitat level changes. My name is Dani Laird, and as a graduate student at Western, I have been a part of the UFB project since 2024. Through my master's thesis, I aim to identify how shifting annual temperatures, snowpack, and vegetation patterns influence population persistence for this highly specialized species. Population monitoring is conducted using distance sampling methods. Observers walk transects and record butterfly observations. Using the butterfly counts from each transect, as well as how far the butterflies are from the line when they're observed, we can estimate the abundance and density of each of these UFB populations. To examine climate and habitat variables, I'm using remotely sensed data to quantify the snow cover, vegetation indices, and temperature trends over the past 2 decades in each annually monitored UFB colony. Preliminary analysis of the 2025 field season revealed that population estimates are the lowest recorded in recent years, and adult UFBs were only observed for about 4 weeks. This is 2 weeks off of the typical 6-week flight season. Despite a below-average snowpack across the San Juans this past winter, our team observed above-average snow cover at each colony when monitoring began in June 2025. Persisting snowbanks within each colony were likely the result of a cool and wet spring across the San Juans, and the conditions could explain, in part, the butterfly's delayed emergence. The effects of climate change have been most notable in alpine ecosystems, and the Colorado Rockies have seen some of the greatest temperature differentiations in recent years. Changes in annual temperature and precipitation alter the timing and availability of nectar in alpine habitats, and results in plant-pollinator mismatch. It's generally understood that as elevation increases, pollinators become less abundant and less diverse across species, thus giving pollinator conservation an important role in maintaining biodiversity across alpine ecosystems. Studying the UFB extends beyond a single species and its habitat. By better understanding the factors affecting this highly specialized alpine butterfly, we can increase our understanding of other pollinator species sharing the UFB's habitat, as well as illuminate the broader ecological consequences of a warming climate in these alpine ecosystems. This field season was made possible through the support of the Indian Peaks Wilderness Alliance and conducted in partnership with Western Colorado University, the U.S. Forest Service, the Bureau of Land Management, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. The final results of this research will be available in spring of 2026.